Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Guy Dawson Show at the World Center of Broadcast Media, WCOBM.com. My name is Guy Dawson, and I am the managing member of Classic Communications, a full-service media and marketing company. And if you would like to bring greater recognition to your business, your organization, or yourself personally, please get in contact with us at 702-845-6129 or visit our website, classiccommunications.net. We are broadcasting to you live from the Gene Woods Racing Experience in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, just a stone throw. Woo!
That was a long one.
Elongated.
Yeah.
You elongated the takeover this time.
It's from my diaphragm.
The idea is that I'm throwing the stone because we're very close to the Las Vegas Strip, and
Yes.
The queen of all media, Corintha Turveline, is, just as all my other co-hostesses have done, has completely hijacked my intro.
It's
She's
my
just
job.
nicer about it.
Yes.
At least you're nicer about it.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. No, my name's Corintha Turveline. I'm excited to be here, and we're excited to interview you about your special organization, the important work that you do.
Yeah, please welcome Debbie Mack. She is with Compulsive Eaters Anonymous. It is an organization that is helping a lot of people to live better lives by helping them to be healthier, really, right? I mean, it's really about good health, both emotionally and physically.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here. We do, it's more of food addiction than health reasons. The health benefits come with eating properly. I mean, what you put in your body is part of your health and well-being, and it definitely affects, it affected my health and well-being. I'll speak for myself, because when I was 13 years old, I was over 198 pounds, and I tried Weight Watchers and I tried all the diets, but they didn't really work for me, because once I started eating, I couldn't stop. And I remember there were times when I would go to the kitchen and get 5 plates of food and not know why. So it really, the health benefits come along when I got abstinent, by the grace of God, because I couldn't have done it myself.
How does a person know that they are a food addict? How do you know that? Because there are a lot of people out there that say, well, I eat a lot. As a matter of fact, in this country, we have things like hot dog eating contests, and people eat competitively in this country. So how would a person really know when it got to the point of being an actual addiction to food?
Well, I think it's an individual choice, and if you think you have a problem with food, you probably do. You know, they say if it quacks like a duck, it's usually a duck, you know? I mean, for me at 13, I knew that food was a problem when I couldn't stop, and I wanted to. And that was a huge, huge problem for me when I was actually get really depressed and suicidal, where I didn't want to go on anymore because I didn't know how to stop. Until I actually found the program in 1998 and was able to have some recovery in that area, and then the disease came back, and I started eating again. So for 10 years I really struggled to put any time together, and now I have actually maintained my weight for 10 years now and hadn't had sugar and white flour in 11 years, which is a miracle. Yeah.
Congratulations on that, because I'm sort of my personal lifestyle. I'm sort of making some interesting food choices right now, with where I've found out some interesting things about factory farming and what they're doing with meat nowadays, and I know you already know a lot of that. So it's causing me to definitely make some serious changes, where I've transitioned to vegan or vegetarianism, but I'm very close. I'm on the verge of becoming vegan.
Right.
But it's so hard, because your brain is chemically addicted to these substances. So these substances, it really is like a drug.
Mm-hmm. It is absolutely a drug for me. I got high from food, and once I started, I could not stop. And it is very difficult, and my brain will tell me, oh, it's just food, it's not a big deal, what's your problem, why can't you handle it, you can just have one. I've never been able to have just one of anything ever. And when I do have one, I can't stop. And it's really a terrible place to be, to know that you should be able to stop and I can't, completely powerless.
Absolutely.
My firm is actually representing Compulsive Eaters Anonymous, and so I've gotten a lot of really intimate information about what this addiction is and how widespread it is, what kind of a state is a person in when they come to CEA How?
I think I've seen a lot of people come in and out, and most of them are desperate. Most of them want to stop eating. They see what we do and don't think that they can do it. I know for me, I didn't think I could possibly do what we do and still be okay and not eat compulsively, because that's what we're so used to. I did it all my life. Well, how am I going to stop now? What are you going to tell me that's any different than any diet I've already tried that I failed at, which was devastating. We come in hopeless, I think, and kind of we're the last house on the block, especially if people aren't familiar with 12 steps and they don't know really that they think maybe it's just another diet that might not work, because that for me, I was really I was just hopeless. I didn't have any hope that I could stop eating compulsively. And when I see people who actually have long-term recovery, I am amazed, and I know if I do what they do, I can have what they have. And I've never experienced that in my life. I didn't think I could have that until I started just doing what my sponsor told me. And I'm grateful, by the grace of God, like I said, that I don't have to eat compulsively. And there's a whole nother life out there, and that I get to be happy, joyous, and free from food addiction. Because I would think about food. I would think about where I was going to get it, how I was going to get it, when I was going to eat it, what I was going to look like. Worrying about weight and how the health concerns and everything that goes along with compulsively eating, not being able to walk, and just laboring to breathe. It's very difficult when you have so much weight on your body. You can't it's hard to move. And people say exercise and do all these things. Well, you can't do that when you're a compulsive eater. I had a really hard time in school, and just it's really hard to live as an obese kid. It's just not fun at all.
Definitely. I also feel like as women too, there's that added element. It does affect men as well, in terms of their self-esteem. But I feel like as women, there's all this pressure, right, from Western society, and we see the magazines and the media out there, and it's constantly like, this is how you can lose weight. Don't you want to be skinny like this model? This and this. We have very kind of beauty standards that are super impossible to basically, to achieve. And yet, they wonder why we have so many issues with eating in this country. And I'm like, well, look what you're putting out in the media.
Yeah, that's just another obsession to try and control and enjoy my eating, to buy the exercise, buy the new diets, and they make a lot of money doing that because people want a solution and they think that might be it. But if you're doing something that's not sustainable and you can't maintain, how long are you going to do it before you gain the weight back, And it really, for me, it was always, I'm going to do this until I start eating again, and that's what I would do. I would even try to manage it by not eating all day, and then when I started eating, because I knew when I started eating I wouldn't be able to stop, so I would not eat all day and then just have my meals at night, and then once I started eating at night I couldn't stop, so I would just gain all the weight again, so it was never something I could sustain. This program, it's free. You get,
wow.
Yeah, we have 21 meetings in town. We're having our convention and at the Tuscany on the 21st and 23rd, which is very exciting. There's people that support you and help you. I get to call my sponsor every day. I get to talk to her every day about what's going on and what I was eating over. It wasn't just what I was eating. It was my emotional nature. It was my prey to misery and depression and all these things that I already have. You just add the food to try to mask that, and then I couldn't. I never was able to stop. I was never able to sustain this. Now I get to work on the things that I didn't want to look at by stuffing myself. So that really helps me to clear up all of that stuff so I don't have to eat today, which is amazing.
One of the things that has really impressed me about this program is that you see people and they lose weight and there's all these fad diets like you were talking about, Corintha, and then 6 months later, sometimes a year later, they've gained the weight back and then some. And when I sit down with the group a lot because we're working on things related to really promoting this program. I'm a big believer in it, and we talk about the long lengths of abstinence that people have from flour, from sugar, and it's just amazing to see that there's something that they're onto. I mean, you just cannot deny it when you see these yo-yos, right? Yo-yo dieting, is that what they call it? Where a lot of people they're on a diet, they're off a diet. I mean, I got members of my family that have been on diets for 40, 45 years. But these people in this program, there are men in there, not many, but there are men in the program, and they are really doing it. They have tapped into something that is really enabling them to deal with their addiction.
Absolutely, yes. That was the thing too that I was attracted to. My sponsor has 26 years without sugar and white flour and has lost 120 pounds and maintained it for that much, which is incredible to me. You know that there's something else happening there, because that's not possible. I don't think you ever see anybody do that, and I've never seen anybody do it. I didn't even think it was possible until I met her, and I'm so grateful that, you know, I know for a fact that God is doing for me what I can't do for myself. I know for a fact, because I was never able to stop. I would always want to stop and wake up in the morning and go, okay, today's the day, I'm gonna do it. And by 10 o'clock I would be eating compulsively and wouldn't be able to stop. And it's very, very hard to live that way. It's hard to get up in the morning, it's hard to get out of bed, but I'm grateful that I don't have to do that on a daily basis. It's really a miracle.
We definitely live in a society that promotes compulsive eating.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Everything. I was in the grocery store yesterday, and I just wanted to go in and get a snack really quick. You know how you're out on the road and you just want to stop, grab something really quickly, and it's like the whole front of the store is all carbs. I mean, it's just, they force you to have to go all the way to the back to get to the fruit or the meat or anything that's not processed is all pushed in front of you. Basically, they're just steering you to eat compulsively, right? Because that sugar triggers you to, and I'm not a doctor or anything, I'm not, please don't, I don't know if I have to do a disclaimer about that, but what I'm saying is, it's so prevalent in our society is that they actually, we're programmed to be compulsive eaters.
Yes, it is. Even in the schools, they don't take out the sugar and flour. They're feeding it to the kids because they're addicted too, probably. And I know my son has issues, and it's really hard. I have to pack his lunch because the food that they're giving them is not healthy. It's really not. And they say, well, that's not what they want. But if they didn't have a choice what they wanted, and you promoted the healthy food, I think they would eventually get there. And I think a lot of the movement is going towards, you know, healthier eating and a healthier lifestyle, which is good to see. And I know there's a lot of vegans out there and a lot of good things happening, and I want to really focus on that. And I know that our program too can help people that are suffering, even, you know, if they don't want to stop eating, if they want to stop eating, we can help them. Yeah, because I don't even look at the stuff that's in. I don't even notice it, which is amazing. Cause that stuff always was the minute I thought it, I had to go eat it.
Oreo.
Twinkies,
right in front of your face when you first walk in.
Candy bars, as soon as you walk in the grocery store.
I don't play with it anymore either. I don't even think about it, which is amazing to me, because that was all I thought about all the time.
Absolutely. Well, it's, you know, it's easy to get into that. I mean, what's really sad is I heard something about how even when a baby is born in a hospital, how they even put something like in their mouth or something to instantly get them babies addicted to sugar. We done babies born in a hospital. Why? That's nuts. I don't understand, you know, the mentality behind that. But, you know, part of it, I think, is this whole kind of food culture that we have in this country, right? Where it's all about processing as much food as possible so that we can sell, you know, and that's really what it's about, unfortunately. And it should be more about sustainable, you know, ecological ways of looking at our food, and better, healthier ways of looking at our food and what we're feeding to our kids. Because I even see, like, I think about these kids that are growing up, and they're literally like, you see these 16-year-olds, they're looking like 20-year-olds now, you know, and it's because of what they're eating.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
And not everybody has food addiction. I mean, if you put something in your body and you crave it more, usually that means you're addicted. But some people don't have the allergy, and that's a different story. But there are 400-pound 14-year-olds that can't stop eating, and they tell them to run. Really? You can't even walk when you're 400 pounds, let alone run. And that was the thing. I've never exercised. I don't exercise. I maintain this weight by eating what I eat, which is amazing.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
By the way. I'm really jealous.
I am amazed every day. It's all because of what I eat, really, because I don't exercise on a regular basis. I don't have to kill myself. That's the thing. Is I had to kill myself when I was compulsively eating just to survive, and now it's amazing. It really is amazing when I put down the food that I can have a different life, and I can look really amazing, and like that stuff is incredible to me, because it's not something I always wanted to be thin, but I just never knew how, and this for me is how, and it's been working, and I don't want to ever change it.
What else is different about your life now? Obviously you look great, your weight is definitely under control. How are you different in other ways since you've been in this program?
I was painfully shy. I would not speak to people. I would stutter when I spoke to people. I could not I could never do this. Like, this is amazing to me, just to be here and to be with you guys and just to talk to you. It's really incredible that my self-esteem is amazing today. I used to really think really bad about myself, that I couldn't do anything, that I was worthless, that I was not worth anything, and a lot of that emotional stuff translated to what I would do to myself, in order to stuff that. And today I try to give myself affirmations and try to encourage myself to do the right thing, and just to be a part of life. I was never a part of life. I would wake up, eat, go back to bed. That's my day. That was my day, and I was probably clinically depressed because I was not participating in life at all. Today I get to show up and be a part of life, which is amazing. And it is because of the food, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the food. I know I would be dead by now, or tried to kill myself at least. So, yeah, that's fun.
I just wonder how many other people there are out there, and because we have to eat. It's one thing if you're an alcoholic or a drug addict, and
That's true.
You don't need liquor or drugs to live, but you need to eat to live. We have to eat.
Yeah, and it's what we eat, though. We have to have, liquids to survive, too, but it's the choice of liquids that we make, and if I choose different liquids, then I don't have to start the phenomenon of craving that starts, because if I put alcohol in my system, too, it just starts the phenomenon of craving. So it's the same thing with the food. If I don't put those substances in my body, I won't crave them, and then I get to work on really the stuff that the day-to-day, trying to clean up all the stuff that I need to do and work the steps. And it's a 12-step program for food. So.
I was going to ask you about that too. So what do you specifically do in terms of with this organization? Are you part of the promotion side of it? Are you in the meetings, running meetings?
Yeah, I do a lot of everything. We don't really promote it. We're supposed to, it's part of our program to talk about what we do in order to help other people, is basically why I'm here. And I'm the chair of Intergroup. We have 21 meetings here in town. I also attend meetings. I'm a member of the 12-step organization, and we just try to help people to stop eating. And if newcomers come in, we try to get them a sponsor. I call my sponsor daily. I weigh and measure my food. I commit my food for the day, so I can know what I'm eating and not have to worry about it. So kind of commit it and forget it. I don't want to think about food any longer than I've already have. I think I've exhausted all those options. I've done it enough that I don't have to today, and that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of you out there who've exhausted all the options, the diets, and there's always another one, and it's a money-making racket, because you have to buy the food or the books or whatever, or the exercise program. And I really feel that Debbie is sharing an alternative. There is a way out, and will you share with everyone how they can get in contact with you to learn more about CEA How?
Yes, our website is ceahow.org, and you can contact us and find a meeting here in town. We have a meeting on Saturday at 9:30 at the Keep Coming Back Club, which is on Alexander. There's also the Tuscany. You can come join us there on Saturday the 21st. Friday, it starts Friday the 21st and it goes Saturday, Sunday.
Wow, thank you so much for being a part of the show today, Debbie, and I wish you all the best with CEA How and your continued winning your battle with food addiction.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we'll go to a short commercial break, and when we come back, Corintha, we're going to find out all kinds of things about our wonderful city, Las Vegas, Nevada. There are so many things that are happening in this town, and I know there are people who watch this show all over the world, and we want to showcase some of the behind-the-scenes things. We don't all live in hotels in Las Vegas like some of you think out there. We actually do have a city, and we're going to talk about it after this short commercial break.